Okay, so let me introduce to you the our apps. So based on your needs, I think you might be interested in one or two apps from our site. So we have this time tracking, time sheet, and resource planning. Also, we have this ProScheduler, which is project management, resource planning. These two apps work together with each other, and they offer feature uh, specifically for your needs. I will get into which one does what. So let's start with the with the ProScheduler first. So this is the the ProScheduler. After you install the ProScheduler, you can access this from apps and Teamboard ProScheduler here. Another app is TimePlanner. We will talk about that later. So in this ProScheduler, you have three perspectives. The first one is the project. The project here is the list of the project that you have. Um, uh, the second one is a team. The third one is a program. I will talk about these two later, but let's talk about the project first. Let's search for this one. So after you click onto this one, then you will go to the Teamboard tab on the this project. You can also access it from the left side panel here. This is the main feature for you to use. This is the schedule tab, but before you can use the schedule tab, you need to add your resources to your this project. I already did add 4 members into this project. So after I go to schedule, I can see the timeline and who's doing what. For example, I can open the issue box here and let me add one sample story for one person that I can just drag and drop. This one, I want to schedule this task to this person. It will by default it is 8 hours a day, so this task is done by 8 hours. I can resize it so he can work from Wednesday to Friday. I can resize the time of the task, so he will only work 4 hours a day. For example, let's go for 6. So he will have 2 more hours to work on this day. I can add another story for him. Maybe this one, cancel order. So if you add something into this date and it is over his capacity, then it will display a red background here, telling you that you are over, you are using more than his capacity. So you can reschedule your task and put it to 2 hours. So it's a little bit small. Let's change it inside the plan detail. So I can choose 2 hour here, plan. So it will not display the red background anymore. Also, we offer another view, which is show workload. This one right here. So after you click onto it, this is like the high level view. You can see which one is doing the full capacity, which one is doing less than his capacity. So we can see that on Wednesday he's working only 6 hours, which is in yellow. We can plan 2 more hours for him. Um, so when you go back to the normal view, uh, About the capacity, I will talk about how we configure the capacity later. For example, this one Mike, he only works 4 hours a day, then we can assign him to another capacity scheme. I will talk about that later. But uh, basically, this is the main schedule view for you to take a quick look at your team's status. You will know who is working full capacity and who is not. I think this will help you to not to overdraft your team or over and also use all of your team's time more efficient. Okay, in ProScheduler, you can also have a timeline, which is a Gantt table. In this Gantt table, it will display you a view of the timeline. I already add this one, this sample story to DSDev here. He's working from Wednesday to Friday. I can also reside, drag and drop here. Let's plan another one for this one. Let's go with Mike. Let's make him work for 2 days, 3 days. Okay, we can also link task from task here. I'm using the auto schedule feature here, so it will automatically put my task here to the next day. After this one finished, then we can start on this one. We cannot start this one before this date. Okay, this is the Gantt feature from the ProScheduler. You can use the sorting here to sort the issues based on your need. You have filter, you have search, export to Excel if you want. It also have some views, bigger view like months and quarters. That's basically the main function of our apps. And after you are happy with your scheduling, and you can go to time log here. This time log is to log your the logging time for your team. For example, DSDev here, he has some scheduling on this day, then he can log the time for him. I'm not using the admin account, so I cannot log time for other person. Let's add myself into this team. After I add myself into this team, I can schedule some tasks for myself. Let's schedule this one. This one is using a milestone. Let's use another one. Okay, so after I schedule my task, I can change the status to in progress here. I can change some color, maybe to red. Then after I worked on that issue, then I can log time into here. Okay, so let's log time for me for that task. Maybe let's search for a random task. Log time, and it will display the whole time logging for here. Once you have log time for your task scheduling, then you can go to report. This is the view mainly for you to see what's your team doing. Okay, so in this month you can see that we have a lot of capacity, 36 hours, but we only schedule for 8 hours on this date. So in our team we have a lot of capacity, but not really much have been worked on. Also, on this day, for example, someone logged for 8 hours, so he's not working full of what he's has been scheduled on. So using this view, you can see what's the status of your whole team, how to utilize your resource more carefully, more efficiently. You can also view as a group. Let's say I want to see the back-end team, the front-end team. This will quickly display all of the capacity and the schedule, timing, log time for you. That's the main features of this app. So let's come back to the main view of this app. You have seen the how we use it in a project, but what if but what if you want to see another perspective of the whole team? For example, Neil already said that he has a QA team, so he wants to see the from the perspective of the whole team. Then you have this tab here, the team here. You can create some team. For example, I create testers here. I add people into my my team. Let's say I want to add this guy home, Mike, and another guy here. Then I can go to the board. Once I go to the board, I can see familiar tabs again, the schedule, the time log, and the report. But this time, I'm looking at the team's view, so I can see all of the tasks they are working on, no matter which project. So if you want to move your teammate to another project, then just assign the task to them, and you can open this schedule tab, and you can see the whole view, who's working on what, and also you have the time log and the report just like before, but in this view you see from the perspective of the whole team. I hope that this makes sense to your situation. So once you switch to the view of the workload here, this is a high level. We only see the number here, who's working on, who is overloaded, and who's underloaded. The report tab works the same as the project that I showed you before. Okay, so and the last one of this ProScheduler app, we have the program view. This program is a perspective from multiple projects. For example, you have a team working on 3 projects at the same time, then you would want to use this program. It has the same thing as a project, but this time it is a perspective of multiple projects. You have a resource to add. You add your team member here working on 3 projects here, then you schedule and you log time for them. You see the report. But I think in your situation, then you will use the team perspective a lot more. Okay, so this is the main functions of the app. So once you understand and know what your need is, what our feature of our app is, maybe you want a little bit of customization, right? So in this setting, there should be more setting here for the admin. I'm using a normal account, so I don't see it. But basically, you will see two main things. The first one is the working capacity here. You can have a lot of working capacity scheme. For example, I want to have part-timers. Then in this team, they work 4 hours a day, except for Tuesday. They are working 5 hours a day. By default, we work on 8 hours a day every day. So you can assign people into this scheme. So this will reflect on the schedule tab that you have seen before. If there's a part-timer, an intern for example, they work for 4 hours a day, and on the schedule tab, if you schedule more than 4 hours a day, then it will display a red background for you to know. The next one is the holiday calendar. This is pretty basic. This is the calendar for each countries. You can import the calendar of the country that you want. For example, you are located in US, and you use the USA calendar. Maybe someone else in another location, they are using India or Japan or Vietnam calendar, then they have separate holidays. This will also be displayed in the schedule tab. It will have a gray background. They are taking a day off on that day. So I think this covers all of the basic functions of this app. If you have any question, you can ask me right away. I will move on to the next app, but you can stop me anytime.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So first question is, for the users that are made available to ProScheduler, is that all of the users that are defined in our Jira instance?
Can you repeat the question?
So the users that you're able to schedule for, right?
Yeah.
The list of users, is that based on whatever we have
Yes.
as users in our Jira? Okay.
Yes.
So so that's one. The other thing is, you showed the ability to add a story to
Add
the
what?
time.
Sorry, add what?
You showed that you can add stories,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Can you add epic?
Sure. No problem. It's up to you to schedule which issue. You can schedule any issue that you want on this schedule tab. Let me open it. You can plan anything on this. You can create a new issue, maybe use the epic one, and you can just plan it, test epic for example, and create.
Right.
Sorry.
What about
Yep.
if you have an existing epic, right? You use that as well.
Yeah, sure. If you want to use the existing epic, then you can just click on here, search for it.
Okay.
Search for it, or you can have an issue box here, and you can drag and drop. This one is an epic. Yeah. Let's pull it in. No problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then for the program feature,
Yeah.
can you create a new program and add existing projects that you've already defined into that
Yes.
program? Okay.
Yeah.
So if I have 3 or 4 projects
Yeah,
and
you
I
can-
want to create a program
Yeah.
based on those, we'll do that. Okay.
So I'm sorry, but this board has more project than it seems. Not 3. Sorry. So you can add more project into here, just like you want. The create new program dialog is similar to that one. You can add as many project as you want, and you can the existing projects.
Got it.
Uh,
Go ahead.
George, Trung, I had a
Yes.
question. If there were estimates done within the story or the epic, will that carry onto the Gantt view?
This one is the feature we are working on. It would be available in the next release.
Okay, but for now, it's just drag and drop or drag basically
Yes,
to say how
correct.
much the effort is.
You can drag and
Okay.
drop, or you can just click onto it.
Yeah.
It will. I think it will show the story points on this one. Let me show you.
Okay.
Let me show you on this one. Maybe. Don, am I remember correctly? We have the story point on this one, right?
I don't remember. Sorry. I think you can use Scrum projects.
Scrum project.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm not using the Scrum project right now, so.
Okay. Got
Yeah.
it. Got it. Understood. So you're doing more of a Kanban. Okay, no problem. And the last question from my end at this point: if we were to configure it at a Teams level, right, from the
Yep.
3 different views that you have, and we move to the program level, whatever configuration we did at the Teams level can be shown in the program level, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
the task you schedule here, it will be carried over to another perspective, no problem.
All right. Makes sense. That's all I had.
Yeah.
So if we use the start and end date
Yep.
fields in the tickets
Yep.
or the epic, will that carry over into this view as well?
Okay. So this is a great question. In this app, we have two ways to use the start date, end date. So as you already know, Jira has start date, end date fields, right? You can use that by adding by going to the board setting here. In the admin setting, they will have a way to customize and sync with your Jira field. You can sync the start date and end date to the Jira field. So whatever you change in Jira, it will also reflect on this one. But
Okay.
if you don't want to, but if you don't use the Jira custom field, then you have an ability to assign more than one person for a task. For example, I can assign this. I already assigned this task to myself, so I want to assign it to another person to work together with me. So I just click assign more, then it will be assigned to two person. This one will only work when you don't synchronize with Jira custom field, because it's a limitation from Jira. So anyway, if you want to synchronize, it will work nicely with your Jira already customized the start date and end date. Does it make sense to you?
So if we use start and end date in Jira,
Yes.
you can only apply that to one resource.
Yeah. You cannot assign it to multiple person anymore.
Okay.
But from the Jira view, it makes sense, right? You can already only assign one task to one person. But we want to provide this feature to some teams that they want to assign one task to multiple person. But it
Yeah.
only work when you don't synchronize with the custom field from Jira. Yeah.
So I can give you an example. If you use Epic,
Yep.
and Epic could have, say, 10 stories in it, right?
Right.
I want to have the ability to assign that Epic to 5 different people. But
Yeah.
we can't do that here if we use the start and end date feature.
That's correct. That's a limitation from Jira, and there's no other way to circumvent it.
Got it. Okay.
Yep. So any other questions?
Will that apply? So same question as George, but instead of just at a resource level, can we apply it to a team level? The start and end date.
Yes. Also works.
Okay, got it.
This would be
Yeah.
configured at the project level. In the team level, you will also see the same thing. Yeah. So it will depends on a project. For example, you want in one project you want to synchronize with this custom field for a start date and another custom field for end date. Then it will be applied for every other perspective.
If you assign a team to a project, will all of the resources in that team show up in this view?
It will be synchronized across all of the perspective. For example, if I assign the task here in the program view, then if I go to the team view, then I will also see the same thing.
No, what I mean is, so here you have 4 resources, right?
Yeah, right.
If you define a team
Yeah.
that has 5 members in it,
Yeah,
when you add that team to a new project,
yeah.
will 5 members show up here? Or is it just show up as one team?
You have 2 separate views here. You can view as a group, or you can view as individual members. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. For
Yeah,
example, yeah,
I think how we are going to use it is most of our work is driven off epics. So the epics are the big initiatives we're trying to do, and we'll form teams around those epics.
okay.
And so we probably want a board that can view all of the epics and assign teams to each epic and understand how it fits together. We don't want to get too granular because
Well, we would still want to be able to manage the individual resources within those teams for that epic, though.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you want to see the individual view, then you can just click on the members here. If you want to see on the group view, then you can click on here and select the groups.
I see. So group A and group B here are teams.
Right. It's not really a team, but you can. We want to make it customizable, so you can use however you want.
Okay. So what happens if you drop an epic right now on Group A? Could you show that to us?
So
Just drop an epic, say for example.
I can drag a random issue. The epic will also work the same way. So you,
Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, let's do that.
So okay. So this user is not able to. Okay, let's do another one.
Sure.
Okay, so I just assign it normally like that, drag and drop, or just click onto it and search for the issue.
Okay. Okay, got it. So then again, it's because you dropped it on Mike. It doesn't understand that both Ricky and Mike are in the same group. It just shows that for Mike there is task, right?
So if you want to assign it to both person, then you can assign more here.
Yeah, just
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So that I think that's basically all of it. Do you have any other question? We can.
yeah, is there much setup? Like, do we have to go through every user and set things up, or is it done more globally?
Which setting are you interested in?
I just mean when we install the software, when we get going, is there much setup and configuring to do?
If you are a typical company, like you have 8 hours a day, then everything should work out the box. If you don't have other capacity, like working 4 hours a day, for example, and if you don't really need to set up much, aside from adding adding members to your team. Does that make sense to you? Maybe after you
Yep.
open the app, for example, you go to team, you need to create a team here. And I think that's all for you to set up. Aside from that, I think you would want to configure the working capacity here and the holiday calendar. But we already have some default working capacity here, 8 hours a day from Monday to Friday. The configuration is minimal for you.
Can you show us just real quick?
Yeah.
Create a new project and add an existing team that you have defined to it. I want to see.
Okay, so you are talking about the program, right?
No, just a project.
Just a project. If you create a new project, then you can just go to that project. For example, this project is new. There's
Okay.
nothing in here, and you can just go to the team board here, and that will just work out the box for you.
Okay, so I have a question now then. When we say project,
Yeah,
do you mean Jira project?
Jira project. Yeah.
Okay, that changes things a bit.
So for every epic, we'll probably need a project board, George.
Okay,
But
so
it's not a project board. It's an actual Jira project. So in other words, you'd be adding Sherlock, Conductor, Ingest.
okay, so I'm not sure what you are thinking about. So can you elaborate a little bit?
I was
What you are
thinking more a
expecting?
project is at the high level.
Yeah, I see.
So outside of the context of Jira, right? Within ProScheduler, you would create a project. Say if I create a project
I see.
apples and oranges, right? And then I want to define teams
Inside of it.
or individuals to work on this.
Hmm.
And then I import an epic into that project
Mm-hmm.
and then assign that across, right?
I see.
But in this case, what you're saying, project is actually Jira software projects that
Yes.
already exist or new ones that you would create within our Jira instance.
I think
You're thinking initiative, George, right? Instead of project.
Yeah, that's right.
I think if that is your understanding, then you should be using this program. So you would create a high-level program like this one,
Okay.
and then you can add multiple projects into this one, the real Jira project into this one.
Okay.
And then you go to the schedule, and you can add whatever you want from these projects for the members, for the team inside of
Okay.
this project. Yeah.
So now I have another question.
Okay, sure.
If we do that, can you add multiple actually never mind. So within the context of ProScheduler, a program is actually what we call an initiative.
Yeah, I think the terms might be different, but the way it works, the concept is aligns with what you are thinking.
Okay.
Okay,
I got
so I think this covers the main function of this app. So this app is more about resources. We have another app here. This is one is the TimePlanner one. This app is more about the time planning and the cost of the sorry, let me pick the words, and the cost and the okay, let me go through it a little bit. I seems to forget the word about the time sheet. Sorry. Okay, so this is the dashboard that if I open the app, I will see my dashboard here. A little bit slow. Maybe. Okay. So you remember that I already add a task here to myself just before, right? In the ProScheduler app, it will also be synchronized with this app. You have some views for yourself to see what you're working on, what's your team working on. You have other dashboards. For example, in the team dashboard, I have set up the tester team here. I can see that my team is working 100% or like this guy 300%. So what the actual utilization is per the scheduled task, and what they are working on, what tasks we are scheduled, what's the time log status, and this is the report. So with this app you can have a more high level view, and you manage about the time and the resources, and in the previous app you think about more about the resource. In this app you also have the teams here. You can create a lot of teams, and it will display on the dashboard like I showed you before. You can also schedule the task just like in the previous app, but this is mainly for individual or team perspective. There is no project perspective or program perspective. If you need that, then you can use both of the app at the same time. The data will be shared between two apps. So you can see the whole view of your team here. You can select the individual like Mike. Oh, oops, something's a bit wrong here. Should display one member, but anyway, you can see the perspective of the team. For example, the tester, it will show 3 members here. You can see the shoulder workload here, just like the previous app, but then you have more detailed and high level for your dashboard. You can take a quick look here and you know what's going on. And also we offer the feature for the timesheet. This timesheet is mainly for the vacation, taking a vacation, taking a holiday, a day off, like, and then you can get the approval from your team, from your leader. For example, if I want to have a vacation, then I can go to my vacation. I can request for a vacation. I can choose which type, the paid location, the unpaid vacation, or sick leave, something like that. I can I have some allocation for my vacation. For example, 12 days a year. Then it will be tracked here. I have for example, I have 14 days here. Then I haven't taken any day off, so I have 14 days left. We also have the vacation approval for for the leader or the manager of the team. After you raise the request, then your manager will be we will receive in an email to go to this one and to approve the leave, and then you can have a report similar to the last one. It's a view, so you can take a look at the capacity, the schedule, and the log time. I think that's it. For this app, I go pretty fast. We also have the cost, and but I don't have the admin account right here. I think we can skip that because that's not the main focus of your team. However, if you are interested in, we can have another demo for that because the time is a little bit limited. Let me go a little bit quick about the cost. So I don't have that one right here. Let me go to the admin account. Okay. Let me stop sharing and share the window of the main account. Okay, so this is the cost tab, the clients. For example, you can create the clients, Nintendo client. They have some information here. They are working on some project here. Then once you go to the cost, you can see the cost of a client. But before that, you can see the report of the cost here in the schedule tab. When you schedule a task, let's say this one, I want to go to the, sorry, not that one. I can assign a client for it. I can choose it to be billable. I can choose the rate of this client. For example, I have a resource rate. I haven't set up this one yet, but for example, I go to resource group rate, then it is 16,000 an hour, and I can set it. So after that, I can view the cost, actual cost in this tab. Okay, Nintendo. See, I'm having a schedule cost and the actual cost. The actual cost should be by logging time. So after you log time, then you will have the actual cost rate. And if you want to configure the rate and cost, you can go to the setting here. You can configure the setting for a unit. For a resource rate, I can choose a member. Let's say this guy. I can edit the rate for him. So from this day to this day, he has this rate, but in another date, he has another rate. For example, the resource group rate is the whole team. They will have a defined rate, and a project rate is by project, and you have a higher level than that is a project group rate. That will affect this cost tab. You can test it out later. I think there's not enough time to show you all of this, but I hope you get the concept of this one. I think that's it for this app. Do you have any question?
So I think I did see that, but just to confirm, the cost and the time is based off of whatever is being tracked and set in the other app, right? Okay.
In this app, the data is shared between the two apps.
Okay.
Yeah. So once you schedule and log time in either app, then it will be shown here.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
I think. Do you have any other question?
Trung, level of support that you guys provide. So if we were trying to figure things out, we gotten stuck, how do we reach out for help to you guys?
You can send us an email anytime. We will try our best to answer you as soon as possible with the documentation if it is already feature. If you are having trouble with the bugs, or if you're having trouble figuring out anything, then we have 24/7 support for you via email.
Okay.
And if you still have some trouble, then we can schedule a call for you anytime. Yeah.
Okay, and the admin permission. So I noticed that the individual team members can go slide things out, and But at a program level, if we set that up, can resources go and change that without admin permissions?
Okay. Let me show you some setting from admin's perspective.
Uh-huh.
So, in this program, for example, you can assign a person to be the leader of this program.
Okay.
Yeah. So, we have a lot of program here, so it is loading a little bit slow. So, let's say I want to go to this board. Let's go to this board. Then in the left side of the program, then you have some setting. Oh, not the left side, sorry. In the board setting here, you can set some permission here. You can set a board admin. So after you set the board admin, then that admin can change setting in this board, and he will see a lot more things, just like the admin. But otherwise, they can just only schedule and see some timeline, see some time log, and report just like I showed you before. Some setting here are a little bit advanced, so I think you can play around with it later. If you have any trouble, then we can help you anytime.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think that's it for the both of two apps. If you have any other questions, then you can shoot an email to us anytime. We'll try our best to answer you as soon as possible. Do you have any other question?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, that's great. I think that's all for our quick meeting demo session today. Thank you for your time. If you have any other question, please send us an email.
Will do.
Got it.
Thank you so much.
Tom.
Thank
Appreciate
you,
it.
everyone.
Thank
Have
you.
a nice day.
Talk
Bye-bye.
later, guys. Bye.
Bye.